Fourth paragraph. If it is possible to have a true prayer, if one does not know everything, through the virtues that he does, then all the deeds he can give, because he saw all the deeds of the Holy One, blessed be he, and gives to him. Yes, that means there are some here, and also one should know that are deserving of omission. Regarding the bed, an interpretation that cancelled the walk. I think in what we do, how do we reach a state of prayer, I can't get out of my body and influence others. This is not a single commandment. The soul works. How do I get out of it? How do I get to it? Yes. How do we reach a state of breaking, a state that we are sure that we have been blessed, we must accept, as if we owe? How does the outburst of, well, come from it? We understand the Creator, we come to the command that the Creator hears and changes our nature. How do we get to it? A penny, a big one, apparently. Yes, the Creator always hears and does good, as if we owe it to each other, that we answer, that which is worthy. And also that, only in my true approach, with perseverance, with determination, there should be a pico in the traffic. This sits on some things I wrote here, what I heard the rabbi say, what I am in. My opinion, it is not a spiritual action, it is just such and such. This that needs. This help is known. Anyway, you need better one. At least we will remind each other. Yes, everything is visible of the higher power. As they said, now we need to think about ourselves only at the expense of our greater nature, that we want the here and now of the Creator of your system to work a little, what this and for you, until you can, as quickly as we can, the possibility that you will bring him a prayer. Writes here, but it is impossible to have a real prayer from the closed ones that he does in the corrected ones who want the message. We should always choose to come in peace, to strive to come out towards each other, as he writes here in the thanks of the peak of deeds and retreats, to really take advantage, really in quantity and quality. Let's ask even now, right now, in this moment, enough strength to be in this. Really, I think also should be afraid of more, because it must come all these situations. Open more, and use it as a more internal immersion. I arranged for you, says the owner of the ladder of love of the worshipper, is in the will. But I, for the will to influence, I care about the spirituality of all they are. I need to pray, friends, that they have reached this, and I just support the Creator to help. And I am actually a fish for them and they. And then if I really have, for there is to influence in such a way that I'm softening it, gives me the possibility, although it is a sign. Let's talk about it. I mean to reach murder. Friends, very, very important. I pray and ask the Creator that, and for myself, I do not ask for anything. And if I do it comfortably, it is worth doing exercises on it. I reach a situation where I ask for others, and then it comes out that, and then it comes out that receives the spirituality for others. How we, in being a trait within the rich, we place ourselves in such a way that we all place ourselves, that we will all deserve it. Apparently there is more room to delve into. This will come from the connection in this to be close to what is written here. Honestly, the frequency should be similar to the meaning that we need to ask. But in order to ask for friends, the importance of the trait of influence should live among us. Very alive and excellent. How it becomes truly a screen of the soul, and not something that everyone knows that it is. But yes, we need to put the concern as the center. Every opportunity from the sources. Yes, just to persevere in what we are already doing. There is probably a lot of small prayers that need to be said. But in the meantime, we need friends as big as me, and really need to just practice the business, is to do it to each other. Now that I feel what a special place each of you has in the heart, and how much I want exactly not to reach some clarification now that you are really terrible, that your friends will also have internal forces that are all that is the most important thing in finding. Friends push you to you the forces. I feel that we are really like this as a series working in this. A little bit of such gardens towards us we will ask the Creator wants us to ask, and the light is ready for us. We need to know what something could be that it needs us to reach this moment so accepted. Together we will feel. If you have questions about what he spoke, maybe, to the extent that a person thinks more, 3 times a day to pray from him that he can challenge. Ours is consolidated to accept to make a friend like this is possible, but that's it, and then in this I need to see the Creator connect them between them in the same place. When I turned off in prayer, it will happen to all nations. Okay, so and RLM please. You are each other not right everyone. Praise. Let's work on it. See what kind you receive as well. Invest in him to that told. But and we don't have it from the beginning. When we gives it to us, he loves us, we us that we deserve it. We can't ask for we what not. After that I receive, for which I receive a gift. This is from above all possible. Such a possibility, how can any of our request be? In the end, if we accept, behave, progressing as a gift, all effort on ESD simple era ubayen, shift how. Hearing is a live from how to live from. State to state are few percent as thighs. Teach, it will teach us. Let's rest, let's think about it. First steps. Which one like that? Okay. Well, then, now, hell. We as friends pray. More than a day in, other for. The more pray the more we am it. How do this come? How do we get out of it? And yet we have to continue to pray. This prayer, for, you understand that you and, to verify what, you discover, a lot. So he writes there in some American, yes something like, when it arrived. So in short and even it is worth writing before you the Creator makes you a replacement for the desires. It is good, clean it is. Contact, with power, point, to the control she lost to. Move away to disconnect from her, to hold that. I can't leave him that. I reach such a state, it is a gift gives me the gift what is mine, such that I want him to control. And then the Creator gives me breads too. The water and RLM tari I feel too much flavour and joy in wire to joy, and flavour we don't need to ask about it like that. A little and ask, according to the respect, together and everything, thanks. Question how to pray and act, and not just pray. I am the centre of the true prayer. This is when we are not enough to do so, each part will help the real one. This is our feeling that comes from the depth of the person. We can only understand later. All the desire, in the desire and our desire in nation accolations and what do ac? Can the last question be poured into the lore? In a day, they are the world and all our groups. In a house, everyone is Friday or Monday. It is more of a miracle, but in every way. If we know such a sky, in a week, then all of us are finished in all the exiles, in all kinds. We have already received the opportunity to pass the nops to these friends twice a week. However, we will now move on to the opening lesson. We come, yes, after the role of the power, and now, what is connected with this quality called wisdom? I am on it. I stand because, repeating the words as he says. Usually we would find it better than the rest. All the tools, they're in the book. The points are carried by these lists that, Sev, you'd made, which are called instead of the rule. What is called? Why? You ask. This attribute called wisdom. Hearing that can do. Why Father is wisdom compared to? Is Calvary not in that he is compared to the wheel? Are you? Indirectly. If we had a collection, it is called a wheel. And then the second face, then it is also smaller, yes, let's say 100%, as much as it is 80%. But it turns out that we have a collection of infinity. One portion in the next face. It receives the notes that kiss. You ask, so that size, and according to the size to the character, the connection between size and character in life. If not, then I ask you, why do we need 5 faces? Each of whom, why do only these 5 come out? According to the kingdoms, other to behave to, the image of a heart to stop they in the middle of his clause. To the pattern the Creator refers to me in a pattern sent PL that continue, yes. Identity than that. I myself, called, happens hello, feels he. Want to answer me, word me. Dawn so shame. Yes, I don't have 5. These operations, it is society, what not it is the gathering. Can be a one operation, it itself do. Cannot be less than excavators, what happens later. Created creation doing we have for itself another option. Want us worlds. Possible is 5 faces return against 5. The whole mouth is the last one. Every face that comes out must resemble itself as a mouth, because most towards the Creator it is called a crown, and then it is called death, which you made, and therefore it is in this way. You ask, but to confuse the, and hence it is that every face resembles a being. Saffron says, Ben, must be the same series. Now, how can I not do the same thing to him? It's not like I'm doing anything to him at all. There is a law in love that there is no limit. There is no limit, no limitation. There is no limit if I love you. It is not, can be an example. Even more from a block says, 24 accept another feeling. No longer love minutes, what yes. It is called a singer in this emotions talk about emotions. That is to say, for me, you have 20 kilos. 20 kes. So that if you havation only began who. In the end it is 5 degrees, so the same thing she must do again. Complete a little in your own words from that the question is one develops into another exam. It is perhaps clear because it is a human being. You ask, how can it be a guest, and RLM, how can it be that one simple light in the simple build so many? Go back to 4 exams, a straight generation that knows the giver, and therefore express in a hoshel. I must take myself all, and RLM I have to take all, the besides the that, I am a creator tendon all-powerful, why us in any way, therefore a complete action it must, exams, and the truth that rises from a word, every degree that it is in. He does not feel now I am in the way, it is not a good image that I remembered. Then, degrees, yes, so I am. Now let's say in a creation. So what am I now, God? Forbid drawing here a person, but let's say we're talking about the person, the meaning is, I'm now in my inner wisdom level, of a number, I conclude a world of wisdom. Now leave me, my tool or tool of the kingdom. Always, these are the levels, these are the dimensions only. So if you say towards the soul, that is in a place, this world is not for receiving actions of allowing whole bones to perceive it only in green. And the book of Zohar says specifically that white is red. So what is it called? So if I'm created, then chess. These are matters of our relationship of attainment. What happens to the wheel? That is, what happens to the wheel? You think if you were to receive a little, you come to the house, you have a kibo, you have me. After you received, according to what account did you receive, and what accounts can you continue to sit with me quietly and feel pressure? I have no leader, and everything depends on So how can you stay in this situation and leave it like this? Well, tell me, how is that possible? You have to escape from it. The worst situation than it was before. Of all the situations, you can say, but if I receive more, I will receive a portion of receiving. I tell you, yes. It's good for me if you enjoy it well. I'm not ashamed in a way that connects you to shame. He doesn't. I tell you, shame on you. This is the seller telling you that you will pay first. You cannot say your own, so think about it. It is called a debt. It is created. It is more. If it is not from the side of the Father will do it. Shame stops him. What is this? What is shame? I am tense, so I am mindful of my soul. It is called in order to influence. I am tense. So what is shame? It is the same feeling to receive, or the concept of shame. Something else needs to be understood. You are not broken. It is an action that does not rebel. More than that, the next situation disappears. This means that it is addition. Yes, so now we will move on to studying. Yes, so we will study between friends and a music. Come on people, gather space, come on people, gather. Find place, come on people, gather the circle. Come on people, gather around, smile on your face. Clear your your mind, your heart will keep the beat. We're getting close to our third part. In this part, we're going to learn from the book of the letter of the book. We will go up in other things very nicely, that the way you raise they need. In the part of the shell, we will read the personal aspect. Of course, it isn't every loud there's here who prepared and sells each one. Okay, more between friends or in some way. So let's really try to this call. And I participate, but read in the first form. Abraham, matter of truth and faith to each other, because we who established people of the Neset have, because on the one hand, it says precisely without that it means to be a support that lack, that means know where there will be perfection, a disadvantage greater and before God, but revealed to Moses a prayer that is like you another who is important. This is written before the rest of the prayers. Asks what is you, he answers, because I am happy with you, and it is written close. God always does and hears, according to the words of the Holy Zohar, that the essence of prayer is prayer that is the most important prayer that does not have any virtue. Can say I am like my friend, I have some of my friend, who is full of shortcomings, is a place to give. That means the more the disadvantage is created, then the prayer is more against the prayer, a contradiction that there is a world is the one who gives thanks a lot, but the value of gratitude is expressed the message, if one to another, on the one who has attained a livelihood that is only a tax on half that he gives him. But if he tries to take out someone, and that he has to support, that means that he does not have anything good. Surely for such a person he thanks his heart is found. According to this, when a person thanks and praises the Creator who gave his kin, the Creator should strive to complete the moons to give the Creator many thanks, praises, prayer and request, and that families are two. He is no Moses in service and praises him no place to give true thanks. Why really arranged for us these two bins? Also there is possible these two bins, the Holy One says, and this is his language, should be in a woman. There also the Tzok mats, as in physicality, that also are the form of the abhor. But since we do not examine every place and then cause them to fall, that something has happened. If not in terms of begging, how can they tell greatness? He does not have tools that can then there before his eyes means everything that is a place of his own tools, because in terms of abhor completely, and then when the name of greatness, therefore there is nothing, all that prevents not to fall into vain in vain, that the brains came to the name, that there will be no spoilage, grace that there is to notice the real situation in which he is, his smallness, which is ashamed. That the beginning of the feeling of smallness. In fact, he wanted to be a work with the intention of influencing. He starts with him from some language issues, and this is called examining his true situation. And then, because this is his smallness, it can be a grip on the reason to despair. What he has found can come to the fall from his level, which he has started to run away from, even needs to rest his work, so he needs to be as much as possible. Then he needs to be himself, which is nothing, which he is now close to returning. You see a place for you that is free. You use your sanctity to go like. Why do you make worlds more level? You get satisfaction from hard work that returns and desires. That work has gone before you want to go. Lack of taste, lack of that in this work, but in low power, but more to retire, so that he does not fall into such thoughts. That is, the path of truth is very important. The thoughts of everything are in the sea of Delian. When they need to feel the devotion and the back in the tools of himself, he feels that on the contrary, he is now worse. That every day he adds, that he has started to come, he always sees more of the truth, how he is. From anywhere he can reach, that the fool is dear to me, I believe that surely. Therefore he gives me. But what is the reason that the Creator wants to guide me in this way? He gives me joy. Joy. What should we say to the soft? To preserve the bed, can land go on the way for those who are trying to deceive each other to walk the path of truth. We were in the world. We feel. We feel. We feel. We feel. Through our feelings. And he knows what is not good for me. Therefore, he wants me to feel I am in myself again, because I want to have the ability to influence. If so, the main thing is that I need to work for perfection from our side of the Supreme, from our works. This also gave me the opportunity to get closer to him. Hello, he has that. The Holy One, blessed be he, will complete the Holy One in my life. He can give, so he can be. This is the article. This is the article. Thank you, Rabbi, for the article. The article that we want to do now. Inside the prison and choose the article. You decide which one you signed for. What you chose. And let's try. Let's discuss. You will sign now. Inside the tenths. Let's start. Inside. There were 2 points here that he mentioned several times. A section and a topic that we want to discuss. As if we choose these topics, we feel we reach a situation where you really appreciate the times. The importance of having the smallest one is that I mainly took the emphasis of between us of the situations that are all Thanksgiving, exactly like that I felt yesterday too, where we sat down. One brings which one is yes a lovely article, really basic, very thorough. Actually sits on account the beginning is clear how to maintain there. That we are already finishing gives the good why, how to maintain the knees in the connection as in our complex. Yes, I really liked the break, but it is a matter of truth that they are too dim. Our Sabbath that the people of the Neset have established, although we have, as we learn, time a person is and not a card. Served the heart is good, the work is not the work, is not easy to choose one section or another. I do. And no, I actually whistle also that I heard you and also and because of that the customer who is delaying he speaks several times, and because of that so that Fulman above the mind is a big and important thing, and he doesn't have the strength to run precisely as if this part is the part of our work all the time between the situations. Give to friends. I managed to finish the article. I don't know, I didn't understand what to do. You have to decide what you don't know. There are many principles here. It's enough. Just maybe. What we're talking about, I don't care. I'm choosing a piece worth reading. What I read is that Rabbi Shema points from. I read a piece that I think towards the end. Two opposites instead of it being above the feeling to see that the Creator does everything, and wanting to be simple in swearing to how much in what we changed. It's called truth. Feel with our tools through eyes that surely what is good and what is not good is that myself want to work on the work. Well, so about what to choose, the question is basically to delve into it. Homework also work on. Everything works out. Seems to be the same importance. These mature, and we need to be reminded that what he has to raise his daughter also in the end says that everything is faced to the origin of the importance is the key of the Creator. Friends, we hear like this very discussions and active, that it is already very connected, concentrated. The peace that thought he was the peace, the center was it again. What we can't want to lie together when the moon lead to the central only, the central in your opinion, this in the plenum will present it to the world. Why? This as a Catharia chooses the cather, not but. Then let's reason, brother, you explain the darkness beautifully. I'm going for the darkness. But it is also very good because it arranges this for us, our summary, and you will understand what we asked. Then I will make us order. Take the article. It is important, and we are right. There is a relationship, Enoch says, between truth and faith. They are opposites. They deny each other. Such thoughts do not need power from the Talmud. And we do not have power. You do not know, as if the truth is spinning around on this. All this is spinning around on this. All this is floating. The connection, love of the cheap, denying things, can be said. And if you cannot accept the truth, everything is the question of life. And this gives us two things. A. In terms of truth, he sees his true situation. In terms of the sun, because it is written like this. And I really see how much you want to. You can only do it with the rain that really extinguishes another. As if it were really in all the senses. To walk the path of faith. I agree too. I feel. It seems to me that you have given. So to say that there are two types of arrangement. As if at the time a person chooses a way to reason. Now we will do it. Here. Yes, please. Also dance, please. Also raise questions. Paragraph. As well as they said, either the thigh of its mother, which means that since it is the thigh of its mother, then the fetus does not come up with a name on its own, therefore the fetus eats what its mother eats, which means that everything the fetus receives, it receives through their vessels, therefore Shabbat also receives. Why did you choose that? See, to explain why this is actually at the end, he says, for this purpose. Yes, please. Behind the microphone. Give him a microphone. Mike. Yes, or I think the name of the article sums it all up. This is what we feel. You feel. And this is a feeling and faith. This is precisely here in faith above the law. The goal to hold on to the Creator is our order. And Moses, faith above the mind, should also be. We are happy that we are with the Creator, that the way. Yes, so we chose the last paragraph to read a. The consideration of truth, he is a. Place the holy, blessed be, holy, can go, praise and joy. Actually, there are here supposedly two things that contradict. That should be complete, and also exactly where we are actually. Ashkenan 3. Ah yes, you know, actually, we also in the last few words total. It connects the opposites. Faith on the other hand, truth the foot. Connected these two things. Marcher. Sit al points. Verte. Grand. Sanctifi. Contradict. Efficiency. Saludos ara. Lahimos. La preg. We now have 8 minutes for this, please, for My question is, how do we constantly increase importance that we understand that even the smallest connection with the Creator, or I will continue that in the second easy we will go. Our truth is necessary, prayer answer, and also this little touch that we have and our LM and other very, very difficult to go through are the situation you want to say about everything. It is related to what is written and go about it. Work war. Yes, I also agree with the questions. I say, Ravish writes how we are from self-love, cheap, what we lack, ours this will simply be in us. Minutes, I think, yes, everyone concludes on the importance to live discourse in borrowing these language. Put it in this crevice of faith above. Always try to be in it and ask also everything that is before this in the lesson to fish. For friends, how much it all goes this opportunity to get out of ourselves to live this thing what is written here. To our writing questions, you want to formulate it in a way that increases importance to be in this. How we will add importance to be found in addition to gratitude and prayer and disadvantage. We will do it PRTI daily exercise every moment in addition to the question that the part we received where the intention is to divide a lot. Yes, just maybe we should say that attached to a lot. Create a moment to see a situation in your relationship in relation to, and again, whole story that not being shunned you could not. The whole is not okay. We have 12 seconds here because it simply begins the article. Friends, first of all, thank you very much for the discussion. First of all, you for listening to some of our electricity. It's called faith in the world that such a force. Second, I have truth to run, and here, all that rejects me holds them. I'm one, is found, and this is it. We don't seem to them. I am truth. I mean, the reality is even greater. These are, oh, this, I stick myself to the bag, so I get not attached. The upper force begins to feel that the truth, I mean the lower reality begins. How can I be that both forces are? Yes, and then, according to the section that we just heard, in fact, we recommend that during the course, they also insert one that feels. Hello friends. Let's enter into a joint reading in the Zohar. We are of a rabbi who will help us. We understand that they are accepted by man in all kinds of expressions, such as this is about our world, it is about my son, that it does not happen inside. First of all, we need to hold you before we are already looking at it in a different way. This has already brought me to Forect. We read the Zohar, book 27, the introduction to the Zohar, us. And in this correction, the Holy One, blessed be He, answered, this is closed within you, that the good is hidden in the world, in the world to come, that is, yes, I am, and you have seen the world. Receive apart from the world, because it will move to the outside, because it is transmitted to the outside. This whole thing illuminates, so you will not be able to receive internally into the outside, of course, and from you. The letter H against you is the soul of the left, the hat is the external. Compared to this, these are the house of the pipes, there are no sons of them, and therefore there is power for the left pipe to be strengthened. Laitman is a righteous man against you, as one, the bull, whose sin is called 34. He said to the people, yes, in the explanation of things, a woman descends in the world, the male, which is on cr. Yes, this light is great. All the shells of the world. We will work, we need to strive for every word and every action, the form of connection for us, to the extent that it is a camp in all kinds of names, in all kinds of forms, the relationships that are in fact a forehead. and in one light. Everything that we read here, as a unified system. We continue with the 107 lines of verse, saying to the mountain, not in our forehead, we are included in the Sabbath, because all the thoughts of all the brains that strike the Saviour are granted a daughter of a king. So he does not have the Sabbath while there is still in the Sabbath during the years. It is sufficient for completeness on her, the days of heat. She came for her will, your will, your will, your will. You need to win over the battles of the lower ones, the ones who want to seize the war, called ver, letter, and goths, ver, fifth, entered, and said to you, not an interpretation, because even though on every thought she thought and claimed he made it enough for you, he answered then the same answer that he answered, and I did not catch it, but only not, and therefore to be or fish 36 entered letter D and more. They also said, so is it Ania neck cheesed gomlat. Do not break the things that her olive echo lesser. Velsta, this people from the land to separate you, called the world, need to finish them well then, give her to the decibel. You too. Confused the letter in 307, entered a good letter according to you, the beginning the meaning of the letter in the light of wisdom. Everything in the light of wisdom that is written and the emptiness. This is not the way of the stairs of the Masek, and does not fit. Got a good letter before, because the light of blessing, no, religious talented, Haran, willing. Grip we will end with announcement's first announcement. Let's be partners in the flagship project of Kabbalah for the people this coming Thursday, July 10th, an evening of introduction to the new visitor centre was held. During the evening we will present the plan that was formulated and think together how to build the next steps towards. We will start at 8. The official event will take place. The event will intervene. Second announcement, come together for the next lesson. Dear friends, the conference of the Israeli Academy for Russian speakers was held at the House for the People return on the day of registration. Thank you very much.